When people ask how I lost my leg, it's awkward because my amputation wasn't the result of an accident or even a disease, though disease did set in later. The thing that set my amputation in motion was a doctor. In 2018, on a whim, I went to a podiatrist for arch supports. He told me I needed surgery. Afterwards, my foot never regained normal function. Multiple surgeons have since told me that they feel the operation was done wrong. Other professionals feel that the surgery shouldn't have been done in the first place because I was functioning at an athletic level and wasn't in pain. Aside from the actual operation, there were other instances where I felt the surgeon put me at risk. I honestly believe that this doctor set me on the path to amputation.
They had to take Mama's foot off.
And once I was on that path, nothing I did could get me off it. So, am I mad at him? No. Today I'll tell you why I'm not angry and how it's changed my life. When someone hurts us, we subconsciously might stop thinking of him or her as a person. In our minds, they become a problem, an antagonist, or even a villain. But are they really? We start seeing them as the role they've taken in our lives, especially if this person is a professional, not someone we know on a personal basis. But the fact is, this is still a person, and most people don't intend to hurt others. I admit, people can be short-sighted, ignorant, or even selfish, but the majority of people aren't malicious. Mostly, people just make mistakes, just like you and I do. I think you'd be hard-pressed to find a doctor who'd intentionally and on purpose harm a patient. Thinking of my original surgeon as a person, not just a doctor, makes it far easier for me to forgive him. Let's take this one step further and put ourselves in the other person's place. If I were the doctor, someone whose career is based on helping people feel better, I'd feel awful to realize that one of my patients needed an amputation, regardless of whether or not I felt I was at fault. And if I did believe I'd made a mistake, that realization would haunt me the rest of my life. I'd probably start questioning everything I thought I knew about myself and all the good I'd tried to do for my patients. Do I know that my doctor felt this way? No, I frankly don't know him well enough to know how he reacted, but thinking of him in this light helps me have compassion. We all make mistakes, but some are higher stakes than others. Doctors are human, and they also make mistakes. Unfortunately, sometimes their mistakes can be catastrophic to the patient, but that doesn't change the fact that it was a mistake. I always hope others will forgive me when I mess up. So I've chosen to extend the understanding I'd like others to show me. It doesn't erase any accountability or the consequences, but it does mean I don't have to bear any ill will. Something else that helped me was just being pragmatic. I'm a fairly practical person who tries to see things as they are and figure out how to handle them. I don't generally obsess over whether or not I like how things turned out. My mindset is usually, what's the situation and how do I deal with it? That shifts my focus away from the past and whoever hurt me and other negative emotions and back to the present, and better yet, my dreams for the future. It's more constructive than resentment. Granted, we all have different personalities, so this may not come easily to everyone, but I believe it's a skill we can all learn if we want to. If I catch myself dwelling on how someone hurt me, I can tell myself, yes, that bad thing happened, but I'm moving on. Quick disclaimer, I'm not a counselor or a doctor. I'm just sharing what's helped me, but there are professionals out there who have the knowledge and skills to help you. A positive mindset is powerful, but if you've experienced trauma, please don't hesitate to get professional guidance. You don't have to travel this road alone. One of the best reasons to forgive someone is for your own good. I love this quote that says, "Resentment is like taking poison and waiting for the other person to die." If you're dealing with chronic pain or permanent disability like amputation, the last thing you need is to have your heart and mind consumed with bitterness. Your life is already hard enough. This is one pain you can get rid of. It may take time and it may not be easy, but your life will be better, happier, and lighter without this burden. A good place to start is simply wanting to let go of the bitterness. Here's a mental exercise I came up with years ago. Picture your hand clenching a clump of mud. All those dark, dirty, icky feelings feel a lot like dirt. I don't want them, but for some reason it's hard to let go. So I picture placing my hand in a stream. Time flows on like a river. Maybe I don't have the strength to throw away the mud, but if I can just loosen my grip even a little, I can allow time to carry away the mud one particle at a time until the day comes when I feel marvelously clean and free. History hasn't been undone, the wrong still occurred and the consequences are still real, but the dirt has been washed far downstream where it isn't impacting my life. The real key here isn't time, but desire. Time amplifies our choices. If you choose to hold on to hard feelings, they tend to get harder and darker. If you desire to let go, then over time you can succeed. Wherever you're at on this journey, whether you've been able to let go of those hard feelings or whether you're still struggling with them, please leave a comment. We can support each other, and your experience can help someone else. Again, I'm not saying this will resolve every situation, such as abuse, but it can help in the wake of amputation. Whether you blame the loss of your leg on a drunk driver, medical malpractice, God, or even yourself, I invite you to discover the healing power of forgiveness. Forgiving doesn't invalidate your experience, and it doesn't mean the other party wasn't at fault or shouldn't be accountable. It simply means that you've decided to remove a burden from your own heart and move forward. I know it's hard. The loss of my leg feels senseless. My foot was perfectly fine. I didn't get in a car accident or have diabetes. My amputation was completely avoidable and never would have happened if I hadn't gone to that first doctor. But I can still be happy. I love you. Something tragic happened, but I'm moving on. I've grown as a person and have met other wonderful people along the way. I've gained empathy and compassion, and that's even more precious to me than my lost leg. Losing a leg is a hard experience. If you need a little extra hope and positivity today, here's a playlist. And whatever you're going through, hang in there. I'm rooting for you.